Namaste, everyone. Christian Long, Life Enhancement Consulting, giving you a big and beautiful shout out on this Transformation Sunday. On Sunday, who knew? Before we begin, let us invoke. Place your hands on your heart. Be aware of your heart. Be aware of your crown. Be aware of your heart and your crown together. To the Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, respected and beloved teacher, Grandmaster Choa Kuk-Sui, to Lord Mahaguru Jameling, to Lord Buddha Kuan Yin, to Lord Ganesh, to Holy Master Count Saint Germain, to all the holy gurus, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, healing ministers, to our divine selves, our higher souls, we humbly invoke for your divine light, love, and power, for your divine help, guidance, and protection, for your soothing, healing energies, for beautiful energies. We thank you, Lord God. We thank you all. With gratitude, respect, and love, so be it. All right. Welcome, everyone. Hopefully you've had a great Sunday, or whenever and wherever you are watching this throughout the week. And I was thinking, what topic are we going to cover, right? Every Sunday, we want to cover a lecture. We want to cover an interesting topic that will have an impact on you. And as I remember many years ago, one of the master pranic healers was saying that a good teacher opens doors in the consciousness of the disciples or students. Now, I'm not a great teacher, and I'm working on becoming a better teacher. And I always like to introduce doors to people that they might not have thought about that thing at all, or they may not have thought about that thing in that way, right? And so I was thinking, well, what haven't we really covered as a lecture over the past year with these Sunday meditations? And I thought, aha, this could be a very interesting topic. It is a very interesting topic, but it depends on one's level of listening and receptivity, right? And so I wanted to basically open the door, as it were, to talk about the inner child. Now, you'll hear the inner child brought up a lot through different spiritual schools, personal development schools, even psychology will talk about the inner child. And this was something that was introduced to me for the first time energetically, maybe 3 years ago. And then I was doing a lot of inner work around this concept about a year ago. And it was profoundly transformative for me. But as I worked on my own inner child and understood the inner child more, I realized it's something that can't necessarily be done in a group setting, right? It's more of a one-on-one setting because it takes a lot of awareness and a lot of focus, helping somebody recognize their inner child and then bringing them to healing the inner child. So a good way of looking at the inner child, it's part of the subconscious mind, and it's the essence, it's an essence of you. So whenever you berate yourself in any way, shape, or form, you are attacking the inner child within you, the energy of youthfulness, of wonder, of curiosity, and that's not helping you heal and not helping you move forward. So the first part of it starts with, what am I saying to myself on a regular basis? Am I saying, good job, self? Or am I saying, stupid self? You messed up again. You made this mistake for the 20th time in a row. When are you ever going to learn? So when we are hypercritical to ourselves, it's us attacking the inner child. Because a way of looking at it is the personification of yourself, your inner child physically, as a little child. So if a little child messed up, and if our parents that have kids, they know this quite well, does it help that child flourish if you're constantly criticizing and critiquing and making that child not feel good enough? Does it help the growth of that child? No. So why do we do it? because we ourselves don't feel good enough. And we ourselves attack the inner child within us. So a good way of personifying this is seeing the inner child within you as your little self, typically your 4-year-old, 5-year-old self. And how are you talking to that 4-year-old self? Is it enthusiastic? Is it inspirational? Is it encouraging? Are you the cheerleader for your little self or not? Are you the judger, the criticizer, the not good enough, the not worthy enough, the not deserving enough? Because we get that conditioning from our parents as 4, 5, 6-year-olds. As we grow up, if we didn't have that influence, I'm going to break the news to you. You ready? I had to learn this. It was a painful lesson, but I had to learn this in order to move forward. That if we didn't get that loving, nurturing, supportive, encouraging energy growing up as a 4, 5, 6-year-old, guess what? We have to be the parent to our younger selves. So now that we're adults, God willing, we have more awareness, we have more understanding, we have more wisdom, right? We can go, all right, I can now see the error of my ways of how I'm currently and how I was brought up. So I'm going to forgive my current self, I'm going to forgive my parents, and I'm going to forgive my younger self. Because again, if your younger self, if a child makes a mistake, even if it's 10 times in a row, are you going to say, all right, well, you're a loser, you're hopeless, you're a lost cause, there's no point in saying anything good to you, doing anything good to you, you're never going to amount to anything? Would that be the best strategy or not? Right? A better strategy would be going, okay, you made a mistake. It's okay to make mistakes. What did you learn from the mistake? And then how can we make this better moving forward? But as adults, we think we're so wise and so brilliant that we're like, no, I'm an adult. I should already know not to do that and to do this instead. But you're not. It's a self-evident truth that you're not. So you have to recognize that. And it's really quite fascinating when you do inner work around the inner child. Some super amazing things will reveal itself to you. And I remember, funny enough, one of my clients is a hypnotherapist, a very, very successful hypnotherapist. And she has heard about the inner child, heard about the work of the inner child, how to work with the inner child, the importance of connecting to the inner child, the 4, 5, 6-year-old version of herself. And guess what? Rarely does it. And when she does have those moments of connecting to that 4, 5, 6-year-old self, do you know what comes up for her? A tremendous amount of anger and a tremendous amount of judgment. She does outright said, I don't want to hold space for that little girl. There's literally a veil, an energetic veil between the higher self of her and the inner child. And the veil is basically the ego, the personality, right? Like, I don't want to go back and connect to that little girl because that little girl was stupid. That little girl was picked on. That little girl wasn't good enough. So why would I want to go back? Right? It's counterintuitive. Because of those thoughts and those feelings and those projections of energy, that's the very reason why you want to go back to the inner child, to soothe the inner child, to help the inner child, to be kind to the inner child, to uplift, encourage the inner child, which then changes the trajectory of the person's life. Now, the funny thing is, when I was going through this process myself about becoming aware of the inner child, seeing the inner child, doing work around the inner child in a loving way, not like, all right, inner child, we got places to go, things to do, let's heal so we can move forward as quickly as possible. It doesn't work that way. And I thought it was a one-time, in essence, a one-time thing. All right, I'm going to work with the inner child. I'm going to let the inner child know that I love you. I care about you. You're amazing. You didn't know what you didn't know. You are completely forgiven, and I embrace you. Now, can we get on with being adults or being an adult? It doesn't work that way. Spoiler alert, it doesn't work that way. You have to consistently and persistently love that inner child within you, right? If you have a garden, You don't just plant 1 or 2 seeds for the season and then full crop coming up year after year after year. Nope, doesn't work that way. And also weeds continue to grow up even if all the weeds have been initially removed, more weeds will come up. So the inner child has to be nurtured and loved on a consistent and persistent basis, day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out. So whenever you're being hard on yourself, you're being hard on the inner child, right? Whenever you're being hard on yourself, you're being hard on the inner child. And also, when there's a tremendous amount of suffering, which we have to practice awareness and self-honesty to get that, like, wow, there's a lot of trauma in my life. There's a lot of suffering in my life. The inner child is screaming out, please help me. Please acknowledge me. Please give me that energy, which that's the funny thing is the inner child is trying to communicate the essence through the subconscious mind into the conscious mind. I need love. I need attention. I need to be acknowledged. I need to be validated. I need to feel safe. And what do we do as adults? Shut your mouth. Quiet. Sit in the corner. I have work to do. And when I get around to it, I'll come back and I'll love you and I'll nurture you. And then guess what? If you don't give a child love and affection, what does it have a tendency to do? Throw a tantrum, right? And what does that tantrum do? Destroys everything within its vicinity. That's where self-sabotage comes in. That's where low self-esteem and low self-worth comes in. That's when primarily self-sabotage. It's the inner child not being acknowledged. So just when you're like, I'm the adult, I'm going to start moving forward in relationships and health and finances, what have you. But if the inner child is not being recognized, not being loved, not being nurtured, being forced to sit in the metaphorical corner, guess what? It's going to sabotage you because it wants to be heard. It wants to be acknowledged. This is beyond the emotional body. The inner child is not something just in the emotional body. The inner child is in the subconscious mind. So what can we do to improve the relationship with our inner child? Listen to our self-talk. Listen to our self-talk. Whenever you are being cruel, mean, hypercritical, intolerant to yourself, that's you attacking the inner child. So that's the time to be aware and then understand, aha, attacking the inner child. That's not the good thing to do. Let me embrace the inner child. And you can personify it. Imagine a 4, 5, 6-year-old version of you in front of you, just like when we do Twin Hearts, right? We imagine a 12-inch version of ourselves or another person in front of us, or if we're doing the forgiveness, right? Same thing. We imagine that person in front of us and we bless them with what? Forgiveness, inner peace, happiness, joy, empowerment. So we can do the same thing with the inner child. Now, if there's resistance to coming up for you doing that, that's something to be aware of. Like, wow, I have inner resistance connecting to the inner child within me. Loving the inner child, being tolerant, patient, kind to the inner child. I should look at that. And then you imagine the little inner child in front of you and bless, 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 bless. Also, you can embrace. There's many things that you can do to strengthen the relationship between you and the inner child because your development depends on it. Because many of us as adults have wounded inner child and we are continuing to act out that chaos, that drama, that pain, that suffering because we're hurt and we've never actually spent the necessary time to go back and acknowledge. I had some of the deepest cries and some of the most potent experiences in my life connecting to the inner child, connecting to the 4, 5, 6-year-old, pretty much the 5-year-old version of Christian. It was intense. And it wasn't all cupcakes and rainbows. It was like, this is really heavy upfront lifting. It's like, man, how much do I have to love you for you to feel loved? And that's when you can really get into this beautiful practice of like, I'm going to flood you with so much love, with so much sweetness, with so much kindness that you can't stand it anymore. Right? You ever you ever have a little kid that's upset or kind of like indifferent to something, and then you grab them and you tickle them and they're like resisting it, but then eventually they just break and they like start laughing and then they hug you back, right? And so there's this harmonizing of the energies. It's kind of a similar thing with the inner child within each and every one of us, is that initially, if you have a lot of trauma and pain around your childhood and being traumatized, it's going to be some work, without a doubt, right? All inner work is worth it, no matter what. And then you go back to the inner child and you sit with the inner child, listen. You notice a lot of this is about awareness and listening. You sit with the inner child and you listen to the inner child, right? And that listening brings out the energy for you to start connecting to your inner child. Because what's a healthy inner child look like? Full of vibrancy, full of curiosity, full of wonderment, full of revitalizing energies, right? Like a lot. Have you seen little tiny kids, 4, 5, 6 years old? They're jacked up out of their minds. They're excited about life. Everything is possible for the inner child. But what happens when we become older kids, teenagers, and young adults? You can't do that. You can't do that. You're not smart enough. You're not good looking enough. You're too short. You're too tall. You're too fat. You're too skinny. Blah, 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 blah. And then it starts getting us smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, condenser, 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 traumatized, traumatized, traumatized. Now we're in this dark box. So the inner child is squished in that dark box, unable to expand, to breathe, to celebrate life. So we, as present adults, right, now have to be the parent for our inner child. That's super important to realize. We are the parent for our inner child. So we can no longer put the blame on our physical parents of like, well, if I was loved more, then I wouldn't be who I am. I would be a better version of myself. Okay, well, that was your karma. What's done is done. You can't do anything about it now. But what you can do in the present moment is go, I am going to be the parent for my younger inner self, my inner child. Okay, inner child, what do you need right now? And you listen and you spend time with that inner child. And the inner child will start revealing. And as it's revealing things, you'll have more understanding, more awareness. And then guess what? You both start healing. This is making sense? So inner child work is very, very important, but it's not a one-time thing. It's not like I've had almost every client I've walked through the process of connecting to their inner child, not doing lots and lots of work, but just connecting to the inner child. They're blubbering messes because so much emotion is coming out. And it can be a lot. That's why it's very difficult to do inner child work in a group. It has to be more one-on-one because it can be very, very intense for people. And you don't want them going so far off the rails emotionally, right? So it's something you do on a consistent basis. I'm not saying once a month. I'm not saying once a week. I'm saying pretty much daily because you're aware. What am I saying to myself? Am I uplifting, encouraging, celebrating myself? Am I inspiring myself? Or am I belittling myself, degrading myself, not acknowledging myself? So it's very, very important inner work, working with the inner child. So just planting a seed, For those of you who want to do inner work around the inner child, then you can work with me and we can get you definitely in touch with that inner child and have those experiences and have that healing. And it's really deep, rich healing. And then this goes back to practical spirituality, right? Which is what this inner transformation membership is about. So what I'm sharing with you will transform your life, no doubt, unequivocally, but only if you practice. So it's great to have kind of the theoretical understanding of the inner child, which is what we've been talking about. But at the same time, you need to practice, you need to practice, you need to practice. So just like with any of our practices in pranic healing or Arhatic yoga, we invoke, which we, you guys know how to do that. And then we ask to connect to the inner child, and we be still and we listen. What's the inner child saying? What does the inner child need? It's like you're having a conversation. You can even go to the park. You can go to the ice cream stand. You can do things in your imagination of interacting with your younger self. And then you'll start noticing some weird things are going to start happening. But you're not going to get that awareness and understanding if you just haphazardly do it from time to time. So what I would recommend is doing it every day for 14 days to get more awareness and understanding. So you invoke, you sit, be aware, you ask questions, you listen. Talking to your inner child, how do you feel right now? What's important to you? Are you scared about something? Do you need help? Do you need a hug? Right? It's really powerful. But again, as with most things, people just hear it go in one ear and out the other. They don't have the practical application of it. So right now we have this talk. You go, never really thought about the inner child like that. Making notes, right? Writing down. And then you'll meet somebody 6 months, a year, 2 years from now, and they'll be talking about the inner child. And you're like, yeah, I know all about the inner child, because people do that all the time. But until you experience the inner child and experience the healing, one of the biggest shifts in my life was initially connecting to the inner child, because I was so disconnected from my little self, my younger self. I couldn't experience a lot of joy, a lot of peace, a lot of there were places within my psyche that I was not comfortable going in, because it was in the subconscious mind that hadn't been dealt with. But once I worked with the inner child, so many things opened up, and I was like, I can actually experience joy right now. And it's authentic, it's genuine. I'm not playing mind games with myself. I'm not trying to talk myself into being inspired or being enthusiastic. I'm really like, whoa, that's amazing. Okay. So if you would like help with that, feel free to reach out to me and we can set something up. But at the very least, practice that. Invoke, be still, right? So you're not doing it in a distracting environment. Imagine the little version, 4, 5, 6-year-old version of you, and you guys are going somewhere. You're spending time in a park. You're spending time in an ice cream stand. You're spending time at something you enjoyed a lot as a child, and you're just with it. You're with your little self, right? The clothes that you remember wearing, the haircuts that you remember having, the teeny tiny shoes that you had, right? Your dirty, filthy little fingers, right? And be aware how you interact with the inner child, because are you judging the inner child? Are you making the inner child feel bad, feel small, feel unimportant, insignificant? Or are you celebrating? Look at your cute little hands. Oh, you've been playing in the mud, huh? Must be fun. Instead of, what are you playing in the mud for? Your shoes are going to get dirty. Then you're going to take those dirty shoes and walk through the house with them. And then I'm going to have to see. And we get that pattern from our family conditioning. So go back and connect with your inner child. Love your inner child so much, because it's you. It's not, you guys have to understand something. When we talk about the divine spark in pranic healing and Arhatic yoga, or we talk about the higher soul, or we talk about the incarnated soul, or we talk about the subconscious mind, or the inner child, all of this is who you are. Right? It's an aspect of you. It's not separate from you. It's like, well, what's more important, my left hand or my right hand, or my left hand or my right foot? Everything is important. Everything needs to be acknowledged. Your physical body, your emotional body, your mental body, your subconscious mind, your higher soul, all of it needs to be acknowledged. Not so much for the divine spark, because we don't even have awareness of our incarnated selves, and we're trying to work on becoming aware of the divine spark. It's a bit of a stretch. So we just have the theoretical understanding, all right, there's something called the divine spark that is the first individual particle of me as me. Okay, don't really get that, but all right. So, excuse me, I've been wanting to sneeze for like 10 minutes, and there's a super loud dog barking over here. I don't know if you guys can hear it. So it's not if you're having an issue connecting to the inner child, that should tell you something, because it's a part of you you're rejecting. It's a part of you that you think you've grown past and no longer need to celebrate or connect or acknowledge. Quite the opposite. Loving all aspects of ourselves. I remember one of the masters in Bovina was joking, and he was like hugging himself, and then he was like turning around and like pretending somebody else was hugging him, and it was this really, really funny moment. He's like moving his hips and squeezing himself, and just one of those comedic moments. But that's the kind of energy that we want to celebrate in loving ourselves, because as we continue to love ourselves, we ourselves grow and blossom, and we can be better at holding space for other people. We can be better at radiating for other people versus pulling from other people. The reason we pull from other people is because we don't feel good enough. We don't feel that we can do it ourselves. We don't feel that we're worthy in and of ourselves. So we spend our lifetime seeking the energy from other people. But if we just went within and healed that and recognized who and what we are, our lives will transform. So I hope that helps. Hope you got value out of today's talk. And you guys know the deal, right? We do our pause. We do 2 songs, 3.5 minutes each. Do the physical exercises 2 times in a row, the sequence, to be ready for the meditation. So I'm going to pause myself. You can pause me as well, and get to your physical exercises. Welcome back. Good to have you. I'm glad you did your exercises. The vessel is cleansed and purified to receive more divine energy in the meditation. Okay, so sit comfortably. My nose is nosy. So we're going to focus on breathing. We're going to do 7-1-7-1 breathing. Inhaling for a count of 7, holding for a count of 1, exhaling for a count of 7, holding for a count of 1. In the nose, hold. Out the nose, hold. I'll count for the group 7 times, so you don't have to worry about it. And then the first breath only is when we exhale out through the mouth, because it's a cleansing breath and it allows us to all get on the same page. Okay? So sit comfortably. Again, be comfortable. It's very important to be comfortable when you do your practice. And let's exhale out through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold. Exhale through the nose. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. hold, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, hold, inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, hold, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, hold, inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, hold, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, hold, breathe normally. Be as physically still as possible. Even if the urge to move is there, go past the urge. Just be physically still and be aware. Be still and be physically aware. Beautiful. Gently place your awareness in the crown. Mentally follow me. I am the soul affirmation by Grandmaster Choa Koksui. I am the soul. I am not the body. I am not the emotions. I am not the thoughts. I am not the mind. The mind is just a subtle instrument of the soul. I am the soul. I am a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. I am one with my higher soul. I am that I am. I am one with the divine spark within me. I am a child of God. I am connected to God. I am one with God. I am one with all. This is the truth, regardless of the brain's capacity to experience the truth. I am the soul. Be still, be aware. Maintain your sense of stillness and awareness while raising your hands in blessing position. Imagine this is the very first time you've ever practiced the Twin Hearts meditation. Everything is new for you. You're hearing this for the first time. Be aware of your heart. Be aware of your hands, the center of your hand, and be aware of the earth. And imagine beautiful, sparkling, pink energies flowing from your heart, down your arms, out your hands to the beautiful earth in front of you. You can start with your country in front of you, from that vantage point of the earth. So you see your country directly in front of you, then the rest of the world off to the sides. Mentally follow me. Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Shower the entire earth, every person, every being, with beautiful forgiveness, love, and peace. Om Shanti, 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 Om. What would the world feel like if every person, every being was flooded with peace, with love, and forgiveness? What would that world look like? What would it feel like? What would it even sound like? Peace, love, and divine forgiveness. So be it. Where there is despair, hope. And where there is doubt, faith. Be aware of the beautiful pink loving energies of hope and faith passing through you, down your arms, out your hands to the earth in front of you. See the earth being flooded with hope and faith. See people being inspired. See people in greater alignment with their higher selves, with greater inventions, greater products, greater services that are effective in alleviating suffering and causing minimal, if any, form of injury. See every person, every being being blessed with hope and faith. So be it. So be it. So it is. And where there is darkness, light, and where there is sadness, joy. As you look at the earth in front of you, are there any dark spots, discoloring, congestion? Things don't seem right. They don't seem bright and happy and healthy. Shower those areas with divine light and divine joy. See these areas becoming illuminated. See the entire planet becoming illuminated. See every person's life being illuminated. So be it. Be aware of your crown, be aware of your hands, and be aware of the earth in front of you. See a tremendous downpour of energy from God, the great teachers, your spiritual teacher and higher self, pouring into your crown, going down your arms, out your hands to the earth in front of you. You are literally a pillar of light. O Divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand it, to be loved as to love. So be it. So be it. So it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See yourself consoling others. A person who is connected to their higher selves. How do they think? How do they speak? How do they behave? A person who is connected to their higher selves is in alignment with the divine plan for their lives, and to a lesser degree, the divine plan of the cosmos. See yourself consoling others in their time of need. Now, now, now. Now be aware of your heart. Be aware of your crown. Be aware of the center of your hands and the earth. See yourself showering the planet with golden, sparkling energies of light, love, and power going to the earth. See the sparkling energies circling, permeating the earth. Energies of vitality, energies of virtue. So be it. For it is in the giving that we receive. It is in the pardoning that we are pardoned. And it is in the dying that we are born to eternal life. You are the farmer for your life. You plant the seeds, God grows the seeds, and you reap the harvest. It's the law of giving and receiving. We have to be in balance with the law. So give to your best abilities and receive to the best of your abilities. If either of those cycles are broken or distorted, there will be suffering. So allow beautiful things to come out of you and allow beautiful things to come back to you. So be it. So be it. So it is. Saint Francis of Assisi. Gently and slowly lower your hands. Gently and slowly lower your hands. Maintain your sense of oneness and expansion. Place your awareness on the brilliant point of light above your crown, 12 inches above your crown. That is the insertion point of your incarnated soul. Be aware of the point of light. It could be a point of light. It could be a golden flame. It could be a 5-pointed star. Again, it could be a point of light, a golden flame, or five-pointed star, whichever you choose one and be aware of that one quality as you listen to the mantra Om. As you be aware of the gap in between each Om, allow yourself to expand, to recognize you are the soul. You are not just this body, emotions, or thoughts. Be still. Be very, very still. Be aware and let go. Oh. 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 Mm. Be still. Be aware. You are swimming in an infinite ocean of bliss now. Just slowly and gently come back to your body. Gently come back. Come back, come back, come back. Move your hands and your fingers. Move your feet and move your toes. Move your body. Come back, come back, come back to your physical body. Raise your hands in blessing. Be aware of the heart, the hands, the crown, and the earth. Mentally follow me to the Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother. Let the entire earth, every person, every being be blessed with divine light, divine love, divine power, with soothing, healing energies, with transformational energies. So be it. Blessings be to all, healings be to all. So be it. So be it. With the blessings of God and Grandmaster Chogyam Sui, that Pranic healing, Arhatic yoga, the Twin Hearts meditation, and higher practices spread properly, rapidly, enthusiastically throughout the entire planet to alleviate the suffering of mankind, to heal mankind, to uplift and transform mankind. So be it. Thank you. Let's bless this upcoming week, the next 7 days for all of us. Imagine each day in front of you. With the blessings of God and Grandmaster Chogyam Sui, let this coming Monday be blessed with divine light, love, and power. With emotional calmness and stability, let Monday be blessed. So be it. Let this coming Tuesday be blessed with divine light, divine love, divine power. With physical strength and vitality, let Tuesday be blessed. So be it. Let this coming Wednesday be blessed with divine light, love, and power, with proper and effective communication among all people. So be it. With this coming Thursday be blessed with divine light, divine love, divine power, with prosperity, abundance, and great, great success. Let Thursday be blessed. So be it. Let this coming Friday be blessed with divine light, divine love, divine power, with happiness and joy of a successful week. Let Friday be blessed. So be it. Let this coming Saturday be blessed with divine light, divine love, divine power. Let us properly and rapidly learn our spiritual material lessons. Let Saturday be blessed. So be it. And let this coming Sunday be blessed with divine light, divine love, divine power, with happiness, success, and wonderful new beginnings of the following week. So be it. With the blessings of God at Grandmaster Chogyam Sui, let the next 7 days of our lives be flooded and filled with good fortune, with happiness and joy, with lots and lots of golden energies and all the people we connect with, all the environments that we connect to these people within, in ourselves filled with gold. Anything is possible. Everything is possible. With God, all things are possible. So be it. So be it. So it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Imagine each and every person in this group, the Inner Transformation membership, see all of them happy, healthy, bright, filled with peace, happiness, joy, wonderment, and wisdom. Lots and lots of wisdom. See people with greater awareness, greater understanding, the will to transform, the will to be better each and every day. So be it. So be it. So be it. And see your inner child in front of you, the 4, 5, or 6-year-old version of yourself, and see that little inner child smiling, healthy, happy, vibrant, full of joy, full of light, full of life. Just fill the inner child within you with so much beauty and divine energies. And with the blessings of God, Grandmaster Chogyam Sui, and the great teachers, may you be healed of your past. May you let go of your hurts, let go of your sorrows, let go of your sufferings. May you be healed of your past. In their holy names, so be it. So be it. So it is. Thank you. Place your hands down towards the ground. Be aware of the base of the spine and soles of the feet. Base of the spine and soles of the feet. Imagine golden roots 10 feet deep going into the earth in all directions. Each one of these cords, each one of these roots is bigger than your hips. They're very thick, very dense, and 10 feet deep. Mentally affirm, I am rooted, I am connected, I am grounded to Mother Earth. Let Mother Earth be blessed with good air, good water, good earth, and good people. So be it. So be it. So it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So grateful, so grateful, so grateful. Place your hands on your heart. Be aware of your heart, be aware of your crown, and be aware of them together. Mentally follow me to the Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother. Respecting the beloved teacher, Grandmaster Tuo Koksui, to Lord Mahaguru Jmeling, to Lord Buddha Kuan Yin, to Lord Ganesh, to Holy Master Count Saint Germain, to all the holy gurus, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, to the healing angels, healing ministers, to our divine selves for higher souls, we thank you, thank you, thank you, especially to the angels of the Twin Hearts meditation. We thank you all for your great, great blessings. Thank you for helping us transform. Thank you for helping us become better every single day. We thank you, we thank you, we thank you. With gratitude, respect, and love, so be it, so be it, so it is. Thank you. Welcome back. How was your practice? Was it rich? Was it deep? Was it still? Always remember, it can be always richer, always deeper, and even more still, which sounds kind of, how can something that's still be more still? It's possible. Okay, so thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for sharing your energy with the group. May the good karma come back to you and your family many, 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 many times. And every time you do this meditation, you remove more layers of heaviness, more layers of negative programming, and you dispel more and more darkness within you. So, as one of the master pranic healers said many, many years ago, the opportunity to do Twin Hearts meditation just once is an indicator of your good karma and the good karma that you generate doing it just once. So think about your good karma of being able to do it, being inspired to do it for weeks, months, years, or even decades. Okay. Also, we didn't mention this in the last Sunday, Transformation Sunday. Please do your physical exercises afterwards. So if you're a Arhatic yoga practitioner, make sure you store the energy, right? Even though it's just, quote unquote, just Twin Hearts, make sure you store the energy. For everyone else, make sure you do your physical exercises. Jumping jacks, 108. If that's too much, you do 54. And after you do your jumping jacks, you do your twisty turnies, you do 2 rounds of that. So 54, 108 jumping jacks, 12 twisty turnies, then you do those 2 again. Then you can do the Tibetans or mental physics. Tibetans or mental physics, I don't recommend doing both back to back. You can alternate from day to day if you want, or you can do Tibetans for 30 days, and then you can do mental physics for 30 days. But I don't recommend doing both of them in the same day. Okay, so have an amazing week, at least the next 7 days, which, right, there's 7 days in a week. And I look forward to continuing to serve you. For those of you who have lectures that you would like us to cover in the future, email me at christianrlong@gmail.com or find me on Facebook Messenger at christianrlong. And I look forward to connecting with you soon. This is Christian Long, Life Enhancement Consultant, wishing you a beautiful day, a beautiful week, and a beautiful life. Atma, namaste. Bye-bye.